Welcome to Johnny's Car Care and Reviews. I'm Johnny, and today I'm going to be looking at the Mustang Mach E. I'm going to be covering its drive modes and the effects it has on the whole behavior of the car. And then I'm going to be jumping right into a discussion on the battle between price, power, and range. And I'm calling it a battle because, rightly so, the more range you get with the Mustang Mach E, the price goes up. The more power you get, the price goes up. So, how do you settle in to finding a comfortable price, power, and range equilibrium? So I'm hoping to help you out with that. We're going to be reviewing it, and by the end of this video, you should be able to know which Mustang Mach E is the right one for you. So let's start with what I'm not going to do in this video. I'm not going to talk about whether this should be called a Mustang. All I can say is, how the expression goes, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck. Well, this has pony logos everywhere. The lights look like Mustang lights, but you know what? Hey, it is an SUV. But let's jump into the important stuff and jump right into those drive modes and how that affects your driving. So here we have drive modes. A little bit about each. You've got engage, so that's they say for balanced drive, fun, and engaging. You've got whisper for seamless drive, calm and quiet. If you want to have fun and use up that battery, 428 pound-feet of torque when you get an all-wheel drive model. So that's really what's interesting. For not that much money, you can have the vehicle as an all-wheel drive, and you get the added bonus of getting more torque. I think this has got to be the easiest decision to make in car history. Do I get a rear wheel drive and have less power, or do I pay just a little bit more and have a whole lot more power for only a little bit more money and get an all-wheel drive vehicle? Seems pretty easy to me. So unbridled mode, you've got, it's for the exhilarating drive. You'll use up the battery more, and I'll get into detail what that does in regards to motor and steering in just a moment. So these various drive modes are really giving you multiple vehicles in one. And Ford has said that they're going to allow later on downloads of different drive modes. So just to describe the current drive modes, you go from having a really sporty vehicle, because in unbridled mode, the suspension, the brakes, the accelerator and deaccelerator, including the steering, are all going to be more aggressive. Now, to explain the steering, because this has electronically controlled steering, so there's no traditional big mechanical steering wheel box, the ratios can be adapted on your speed. So that's one positive. It's easier to drive at slow speeds and at fast speeds because the ratio between the steering wheel and the wheels adapts to your speed to give you the most comfortable ride. Now, of course, the ratios are going to be more aggressive when you're in unbridled mode compared to, let's say, the whisper mode, the less aggressive mode. Furthermore, what's neat about this system is that it's going to play around with the sound of the vehicle for acceleration and deacceleration. So you'll get kind of a strong V6 sound out of the vehicle when you're driving in unbridled mode, and whisper mode, well, you'll get less noise, imitated engine noise when accelerating and deaccelerating. And what all of this creates is an experience where if you just want to have a quiet, comfortable ride to work, you can have that. But if you want to go out on the weekend and have a more aggressive drive and have really fun in the bendies, well, this vehicle is going to offer you that as well. So the Mustang Mach E it's not just a two-in-one, it's endless possibilities to really control and get the type of drive that you want. And because that covers the brakes, the suspension, the steering, the acceleration, and the deacceleration, this is absolutely a fantastic option, making it that it not just can be a shoe that fits all sizes, but can also be that shoe that adapts to you based on how you're feeling currently. So fantastic option. Can't wait to try it out. It's gonna be a blast. The vehicle also has this one pedal driving, which it's just like it sounds. It makes it so that the gas pedal, as soon as you let go of it, the vehicle is gonna do almost all the deaccelerating. So you mostly only need to use the gas pedal to move forward and back if you put it in one pedal mode. And I just want to comment, the buttons on the vehicle really react fast. They're great to use. The system, Sync 4 is really great. It understands well and the buttons are great. But enough about how much I love the new Sync 4 system and how intuitive it is and fast. Let's talk about fast when it comes to speed, power, and price. So, if you get a rear-wheel drive Select, you're getting a pretty decent amount of power. You're getting a decent amount of speed, about 5.8 seconds to 100, and 5.2 if you get the all-wheel drive. And that's the real deal right now. Now, if you get a premium, you're getting a Select with a whole lot of looks and the whole tech package, and you have the opportunity to buy the extended range battery, but it's about $5,000. So it's, not cheap for those extra miles that you see on the screen right here. Now, one great option is the California Route 1. However, it only comes in rear wheel drive. But it does get you more horsepower, and that's pretty neat. The GT, now lightning fast and quite costly. That is not cheap at $60,500. And if you're gonna already be spending that much money, why not get the Performance Edition for that extra torque? But you will lose out on a little bit of range. But this battle between power, price, and range really gets mixed up and heated up when you consider that certain areas don't give the same rebates and even sometimes give no government rebates if you go over a certain price. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Luckily, in the States, we've got good news. The Select, California Route 1, and Premium are all available for that rebate, and I wish that was the case, worldwide, wherever you're purchasing. But back to performance of the GT. And I know I've been talking a lot about performance, and we're talking about electric cars here. And a lot of the buyers are all about saving the environment. And this is great and important, and I'm all for this. But I'm still going to talk about power. Not because of the type of ego that I may have that would possibly lend me to believe that I'm better than someone else because my car is faster. That's not at all how I feel. But because of an important, proven scientific formula. And for that, we will need to head to the laboratory. So in recent times, in some unknown laboratory, it was discovered that power plus speed plus time plus distance covered equals acceleration, and that this acceleration has a direct correlation to fun. Now, we have assumed this for millennia. If you go back to the very beginning, fire was invented because, drying your meat out is long, and someone figured out it would be much more fun to get the job done faster. After millennia of watching just about everything that flies in the animal kingdom whiz past us at fast speeds, and obviously being greatly envious of this speed, the plane was invented. Oh, and by the way, a lot of people were injured or perished in the pursuit of more speed. So we gotta realize here that speed is definitely worth running after. It's definitely fun, and it's still worth talking about. We went from a time where we had to walk everywhere to, getting the donkey. Then we tamed the horse because the donkey wasn't fast enough and we wanted to go faster than our neighbor and show off our fast horse. We bred horses to make them faster and faster. And for all you snow lovers, I haven't forgotten about you. You guys got the dog sled. Now, for final evidence that this is not merely some archaic caveman mode of thinking, I really need to justify here my talk of power. We still, to this day, invest a great amount of money, research and development in regards to consumer spending to get the latest, fastest cell phone or computer. If you don't believe me, just think how frustrated and how little fun you had the last time your computer or phone froze or ran slowly, or if you're like me, just yesterday morning, arguing with Alexa because she kept trying to sell me stuff. So it's okay to want a lot of power, because at least now we can have our ego, our fun, and be environmentally responsible at the same time. And speaking of being environmentally responsible, one fact that I love about these Mustang Mach E's is that none of them come in leather. They come with Activix material, and it's like leather. I think it's going to actually be more durable than leather, and it's for the most part made of recycled plastic. So instead of recycling plastic and then selling it to another country, and then who knows what they do with that plastic, Ford's using this plastic in their seats, and the seats are tremendously comfortable. I love the fit and finish of the interior. It's just great. Ford put a lot of effort into the small details, like the rear view mirror that is frameless, or the stitching on this vehicle, or the mix of materials, putting a little bit of metal here, mixing up the materials, putting in a ton of stitching. So the interior detail, they've just done a great job. Textured materials. I love the interior, and the best part, and what puts some of this price battle to helps out the equilibrium between price, power, and range, is the fact that the interior is basically the same across all models. You're not, if you get a Select, for example, the standard model, the least expensive one, you're getting an awesome, amazing interior with the same touchscreen, 15-inch, the same 10.2-inch screen behind the steering wheel. So, Ford has really treated us. They're not forcing us to dish out big dollars for something that's nice. However, if you do get a Select, I do suggest the tech package, so you can have autonomous driving downloaded to the car later on. And it's crazy. That's a Select right there, and it looks good. They put great mags on it. They didn't go with a little 16 or 17-inch silver painted mag. They put a great mag on the car right out of the box. If you want a little bit more look, go for a premium. Now, if power really is important to you, but you're on a budget like me, what I suggest is get a Select model and just throw on the all-wheel drive. You're getting your acceleration down to 5.2 seconds. If you're more into range, get a California. But if you're into range and you want all-wheel drive, well, then you're gonna have to get a premium, because the extended range battery is available on the premium. It comes with the California, but the California Route 1 edition does not come with all-wheel drive. So if you want range and power, and budget isn't too much of an issue, go with a premium with extended range battery. That's 7,000 Loonbacks and about 5,000 US dollars. So what's great is no matter what model you get, they all look amazing. And should have Ford called this the Ford Lightning or the Model T, just to get under Tesla's skin. I would have really liked that. I think that would have been funny. But they did call it the Mustang, and hey, we gotta live with it. So why fight it? It certainly has great handling. It's with its battery completely in the floor. That gives you a low center of gravity with those drive modes we mentioned earlier on. This has the handling of a Mustang. In regards to handling, it deserves the moniker Mustang. But that's for us to discuss and decide for ourselves. I hope no one doesn't not buy, or at least can consider not buying this vehicle just because of the name, because it really is a great vehicle. It's gorgeous. Ford did a great job with exterior details, interior details. There are a lot of pony logos on it, so I hope you like horses, because pony logo here, pony logo there, they're all over the place. But it is a really well polished car, and that's impressive because it's the first year. They came right out of the box, right out of the racing stalls with a great looking car, a great interior finish. And, the real issue is, we just got to figure out which one is right for us and at what point are you able to balance out price, because, the more range you get, the price goes up. The more power you get, the price goes up. But where the price doesn't go up all that much is getting an all-wheel drive model, 428 pound-feet of torque that you can get out of the Select, the base model, and that gives you 5.2 seconds of 0 to 60 time. So I'd say if you want the perfect balance between power and price, go with that Select. Get the all-wheel drive. Hey, if you have a snowstorm, it's going to be great in the snow, great under heavy rainfall, and it gives you really, really respectable acceleration. Now, if you're a speed freak and you have all the money in the world, or you plan on having your wife kick you out and living in the car, well, then just go right ahead and get yourself a GT. They look great. They're super fast, 3.8 seconds. 3.5 seconds for the Performance Edition, which is a little add-on in the price. So I hope this has been helpful, and if it has, please like and subscribe, because that's what really helps me out. And Ford, thank you for helping us all out by ending the battle between our ego and our desire to go fast and being environmentally conscious. We don't need a rocket-powered vehicle. We don't need a carbureted vehicle that sucks away at gas and doesn't even burn all of it. You brought us an electric vehicle, and it's great. Thank you, and I look forward to doing a road test soon with one.